Good afternoon, good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. This is Sir Colin Campbell and Gary A. McGowan, and we're inside the Not So Black and White Real Estate Podcast. We have a special guest with us here, Mr. Quentin D'Souza, aka the Q Man. All right.
Hey.
Now, before we get into learning all about Quentin and why he's sitting in this hot seat, here's a word from one of our sponsors.
This is Dion Begg from Butler Mortgage. For the past 15 years, I've helped families answer the big three financial questions. How do I pay off my home faster, pay for my kids' education, and build wealth for retirement? We answer these questions through helping plan and fund significant investment property portfolios. If you're a first-time buyer or buying your first or 10th investment property, please reach out for a free consultation so we can ensure you build the best portfolio possible. Search for mortgagesbydion.com or call me at 800-518-1221.
There we go, my friends. There we go. We are live in the studio. It must be a Tuesday because that's how I know
Yes.
it's a Tuesday. We're in the studio. It may be snowing outside. You may be, inside or outside? What did I say? Outside. But we've got Quentin in the house. Quentin, thanks so much for driving up from the winter wonderland of where you are. That's awesome. So I've had the opportunity to have Quentin speak at my investor events a number of different times and had the opportunity to introduce him, but I've never actually read your bio out loud. And I'm going to do that now because it's impressive, my friend.
It's an impressive
So
bio.
here
Let's
we
go
go.
for it.
I'm going to read the bio, and then we're going to jump into like what Quentin or what Colin said. Why does Quentin deserve to sit here? Quentin D'Souza, you ready? Here we go. Quentin D'Souza is a multiple award-winning real estate investor and a trusted authority on investing in the Durham region. He is an Ontario certified teacher who holds not one but two university degrees, which includes a master's in education. His company, that's right. I don't know what that is, but sometimes brown.
I love it.
Back to the show at hand here. That's amazing. His company, Appleridge Homes, uses the buy and fix and refinance and rent strategy on long-term rental properties from Pickering to Coburg, as well as joint venture partnerships to create win-win relationships. Quentin is an author of the Property Management Toolbox, How to Guide for Ontario real estate investors and landlords. Secondly, the Filling Vacancies Toolbox, a step-by-step guide for Ontario real estate investors and landlords for renting out residential real estate. And last, the third book, The Ultimate Wealth Strategy, your complete guide to buying, fixing, refinancing, and renting real estate. He also coaches up and coming real estate investors, and I can tell you he is the lead in Durham REI, an amazing resource if you want to get connected with like-minded individuals, and most importantly, connecting with Quentin himself. Quentin.
Hey, how's it going?
That's a long bio, man. I love it.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I appreciate it. I brought in a cool game. I thought we could play. It was kind of tight, I know, for time and stuff, but it's called the hybrid real estate game. And I bought it like 10 years ago, and I don't think you can find it anymore, but it's awesome. So it's kind of like, the cash flow game on steroids. So perhaps we get to play this a little bit during the show or after.
I would love to.
Sure.
You already gave so everyone, so you understand what this game is. You get an occupation, you as you would in real life, hopefully, and there we go. Yeah, we'll get some close up shots of that. And I gotta tell you, I'm a teacher. Who are you, Colin?
Oh, I'm a manager.
Of what?
I don't know. That was just told
I think most managers have that title, and most managers.
What am I managing?
Exactly.
I'm a cleaner.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I'm a cleaner.
I've heard about those guys, the cleaner. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, obviously, Quentin's here for a very specific reason, and that's because he's got a background and an amazing track record in real estate investing. And we like talking with like-minded people. We like talking with people that are doing it bigger and better than we are. And Quentin, there's so many ways and things we can talk about today. But let's just talk about how you started and give us that 2-minute story of Quentin.
What's your elevator pitch? Come on.
I don't have an elevator pitch.
Who are you?
Invest with me. How about that?
I like that.
No, I would say about 10 years ago, we really started to look at different ways to invest, and we looked at stock markets, we looked at bonds, we looked at a lot of different ways to invest. And real estate really is the best way to quickly gain financial freedom.
Yes.
And you know, it's a lot different than what we're told. You know, we're really told, and the media says it a lot, and we're in jobs and stuff like that, is like save and save and save, and then, you know, you'll be able to retire sometime in the future.
Yes.
It's like the invest and pray mentality. You know,
Yes,
we're fed that as being in the middle class, right? And, you know, commercials like Freedom 55 and all this other stuff. And really, the truth is that you can create your own freedom, and you don't have to wait till you're 55. You know, you can use real estate. It's an asset to be able to do that, and that's kind of what I've been able to do. And I think anybody can do it in less than 5 years. And, you know, I really think it's a great kind of model to be able to retire when you want.
Wow.
So, and that's kind of my pitch. You're gonna say it. You know, let's all let's fire these Wall Street bastards, and you know. Oops, sorry. Can I say that?
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It'll get edited out at some point. In the future.
Okay, good. You know, and you know, and not. I mean, not to say everybody needs an income to, you know, and they're making an income too, right? That's their job. You know, they're selling something. And the thing is that for us, we want to make sure that, you know, when we're investing in something, that it's going to continue to pay us, right? And that's what real estate enables us to do. You know, we can get that income every month, and also get that net worth, you know, component to it. So I've got some charts and stuff. I've got some like handouts. No, I've got some cool things for us this afternoon.
No, I'm excited
Some
for
surprises.
it. Yeah, he told us that he was coming
Surprises.
up, and whether it was going to be pouring rain or snowing or 3 feet of snow and plowing through in his truck, he was bringing surprises. So I'm excited to see
We're
what that
grateful
is.
to have you here. Now, Quentin, you like you rightfully mentioned, you're an investor. You help people invest their money in real estate as well. How long have you been doing this? And was this always your background? Did you grow up into investment families of investing in real estate? How did you fall into this?
What do you want my, like when we started? I mean, we came to Canada, and you know, I was 3 or 4, and I mean, we came. We lived under, you know, basement stairs, right? Like we had stayed with friends, and
Yes.
we had stayed under the basement stairs for like, I can't remember how many
Sounds
months.
like Harry Potter.
Come
on.
No, that's where we started. Like
Really?
all immigrants, right?
Okay.
Like we were new immigrants,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then my family were able to move into an apartment building.
Yeah.
And like it was just an apartment building down at Bathurst and Finch.
Okay.
You know, and then we moved up, and we got into a townhouse and kind of moved up, right? So we started that way. And I was always wanted to do more. Like, you know, I had 3 paper routes when I was like 10.
Okay.
Right, and I used to enlist my sister's help. Like, you know, she used to help me put together the advertising and help, you know, delivering and stuff like that. So, and so I was always, you know, eager to do more and do different things. And you know, I started like a little landscaping business in my teens, and you know, but I took the safe route for a long time. I went into education. I have a master's in education, and you know, I went into teaching.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did that for 20 years, and you know, it seems like it. I don't know the exact numbers off the top. I mean, we were at the end of my career before I left. I left at age 40, and I was on the what is that called? The Sunshine List a couple of years. So it's public school employees who earn over 100,000.
Yeah.
And I was on my way to probably getting into administration. And I really didn't want to go on that route. I really loved teaching. I loved the kids, and I loved the process, but I didn't see my future there, and I wanted to take more control of it. And to do that, I was looking for different ways to invest. So about 15 years ago, started with an like off-the-plan property. And then 10 years ago, we really started to invest in real estate. When I say we, it's my wife and I, really. Getting started. I mean, I couldn't do it without her for sure, right? And you know, 3, 4 properties. But for a lot of the parts, she trusts me, right? Because she's on this ride with me. It's like a roller coaster
That's
sometimes.
amazing.
But, 3-4 properties a year, keep doing it. And, eventually we're into the 8-figure portfolio and, we do really well for ourselves. She can do whatever she wants. She loves what she does. She's going to continue to do it for as long as she wants to do it. And, that's kind of the long and short of it, where
So
we
you
kinda
were a
got-
teacher.
Yeah.
Respected, a job well respected, earning 6 figures, over 100,000.
Yeah.
And you decided that that was not your calling.
Yeah.
And you left.
Yes.
And your wife supported you through this.
Yes, she did.
She's a special woman.
She is a special woman. That's right.
No doubt. No doubt. For sure.
No, so it seems like, because just listening to your bio there, where you started at early age, where you started a paper route and then a landscaping. It seems like that entrepreneurial spirit was always there.
Yeah. You know what? And I've rediscovered it in the last few years, actually. I think real estate enabled me to find myself as an entrepreneur again and as a business owner. Okay. And that really is, like, I joined the Entrepreneurs Organization. It's like a global nonprofit organization with entrepreneurs. You have to apply to get into it, and they vet you and that sort of thing. It's quite an interesting process to get in.
So how does one apply to get in? What are the criteria to get in?
You need at least $1 million US in income annually.
So annual income, $1 million US.
Yeah, wow. And you have to, they go to your accountant, and your accountant has to provide the statements in order to do that. So, and then they send your application to the group, and if anybody has a problem with you, then you could be denied entrance into the group. Wow. So it's also your reputation and who you are, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Right. So I mean, and then the people that I'm with, they're like we call them forum groups. They're really amazing people. Like, they're just amazing entrepreneurs, and that helps me to be better and helps me to think differently, and that's helped to grow on that entrepreneurial journey. Right. Yes. I think we're all on different journeys in life, and sometimes we get sidetracked for a bit, and then now you can get back on that track later on, right? So I think I was sidetracked for a little bit, and now I'm on my true path here.
Okay, so now we have Quentin. Like we said, we have Quentin here in the studio. You're going to be with us for the next 40 minutes or so. Now, what knowledge would you like to impart to our guests, our listeners, to the world at large? What knowledge for the next 40 minutes you would like to impart to them?
I could keep talking. If people have questions, you ask questions. But I brought some
Holy
stuff.
moly, what do you got here? Okay, what the heck is that?
What is that?
Yeah, so this is something I have in my office. And it's just a little...
Here, lay it down here. I'll see if I can get a shot on this camera here for us here.
Okay.
Let's just see here. See if this is going to work. Yeah, that's pretty cool there.
Yeah, so this is a $1 trillion bill from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe.
You said trillion?
Yes, $1 trillion bill. This one is...
Hang on. You said trillion?
Yes. This is a $quadrillion bill.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I have bigger ones?
Okay. And then this is a 1 ounce silver coin from the Canadian Mint. Wow. So the idea behind this is that, when I'm thinking about investing, I want to think more about the hard assets that I own, not the dollar bills. Because look at what can happen to dollar bills, even the trillions of dollars. Yes. Right? And the difference is that this holds its value. It's transferable. It's durable, and I can own it. It's not ethereal. Right? And it's the same with real estate. Real estate is an asset like that. It's a physical asset that I can own, that I have the possession of, right? It's not somebody else's business that I'm investing in, which is typically what the stock market is. It's not, the bonds in Argentina, whether they can pay back their debt or not, right? So it's that physical asset that I get to own. It gives me a hedge against this. Against these dollars, right? So that's why it's important to have those assets. So that's why real estate. For a lot of it, it's the way that you can hold the asset gives you something that you could normally not get by other hard assets.
Yeah.
So like, for example, like in real estate, when you buy a house, you can rent it out, and then the rent provides income for you every month, right?
Correct.
Which that's not going to do, right? The other thing is that I can borrow against my house, and I can get an 80% mortgage. So I can leverage that. Gives me a power tool so that I can go and get more of these, and I can get more income, and I can build that passive cash flow, and I can do something with it, right? I can build a future for myself and for my family, right? And that's the difference.
And that is why. So that
Dina,
is,
by the way, Dina loves that analogy, Quentin. Dina's one of the agents up at our brokerage, and thanks, Dina, for chiming in. That's amazing. I love that analogy too.
because it's so visual, and you understand. It says volumes to me. Now, how did you get into your first investment? Because most people out here, they're making a decent amount of money. In some cases, they're saving. They're able to put away. Now, how do we go from saving $5,000 a year or not to a plan where we can start investing in real estate, just like you did?
The first part is to get some education, right? To learn about how to run a property analyzer, how to analyze property, right? That's the real kind of start of things. The other thing is to find other people who are already doing it. And then it makes it a lot easier to do it, right? And that's how I got started. I found a real estate group, that I met Gary in actually, and we learned about, real estate together. We learned how to find cash flow, how to do different things. And actually I met you there too.
Yes, we met there
Yeah.
as well,
So,
yeah.
I mean, like that's really the start. And then, it's finding your core team members, right? Agents who understand what an investment property is, what cash flow really means, right? That's the other thing. Find those team members. Find a mortgage broker, mortgage agent who understands, that you're trying to build a portfolio, not that you're just trying to do the next deal, right? Finding insurance people that understand how to protect yourself, to have, the tenant type of insurance that you need, like, damages, liabilities, all of those things. So you need to have all of those pieces, and that all comes from, meeting other people who are already doing it is the big thing. I signed up for a half marathon in April. I'm scared.
Of course.
I ran a 10K in the fall. I don't know. I've lost 105 pounds since
That's
last
fantastic.
January.
You've
Thanks.
lost me.
Yeah.
Well, almost.
Oh my God. Yeah, and I mean, the way that I'm doing the half marathon is I joined the running room group, and they're awesome people, and they love running, and they're infectious. Like it's just like like I learn from them. And I'm learning all this stuff about running, and because I'm with the group of people who are doing that, I've learned that if you want to do something, be around other people who are going in that direction, because you can't help be pulled along with that, with that infection, with that love, with that, and they're really like they know running. Like I'm starting to learn, and now I'm starting to know. Like they're telling me to experiment with my food. Use these like the Cliff blocks and hydrate yourself before, like all this stuff. It's the same thing with real estate. You talk to other people. Why? Like, make sure you have cash flow. Don't buy here, buy here. Make sure you get this insurance. Don't talk to this person. Don't talk to this person. All comes from being around the people who are going in the right
Like
direction.
Jim Rohn said, surround yourself. You are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, and this is what I'm hearing from you. Surround yourself with people who are actually doing this. If you're listening out there, somebody that this information is very valuable to or should be on this, please share it, tag them, so we can get them in and share this knowledge with them as well.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thanks for that reminder. Also, if you're going to comment, even if this is on the replay, because we've had, 1,300, 1,400 people watch the replay, comment there, because all 3 of us will jump in and answer your questions there too, if you happen to be watching this on the replay. Quentin, talk to us a little bit about the, course, your bio, I mentioned a good chunk of your history and everything and how you came to here. But talk to us a little bit about, I don't want to know how many homes you own or properties you own, but just the scale of the number of renovations you think you've done, the number of tenants you think you've had. Because I know a lot of people are thinking, yeah, there's, I know a couple of investors, they own 5 properties, they own 10 properties. That's a big deal. I got to tell you, the man sitting here is a big deal, because when he talks about the number of renovations you think you've done, how many bathrooms do you think you've done?
Like 60 to 80
60,
somewhere.
yeah.
Like maybe 60 to 80 homes. Bathrooms, like
Double that?
double or
Triple?
triple that.
Yeah.
Like 60 to 80 different types of renovations. Now from full builds, like bringing in the water line, bringing in the gas line, bringing in the electrical, to just simple renovations, and that's everything in between. So it's been a great experience. I've loved it. It's given me so much, just to be able to do it. And I enjoy it. I really do. I like seeing I got tons of stories about every type of property.
Oh, I'm sure.
But yeah.
Well, and my point to all that is you can't do that just on a back, a sheet of paper or like a napkin.
No.
You don't have a plan on that. Part of the reason for writing some of those books was that